Y'all, this situation, when I first heard it, I giggled. I giggled so freaking hard that I teared up. I cried. I giggle cried. Trisha Paytas recently on her podcast had called out Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams for something that they had said over on their podcast, and it was just absolutely bizarre, disgusting, vile. It's one of those things where when you hear somebody say it, you're like, oh, you live like that. Now, in my opinion, I think that your home cleanliness really says a lot about you as a person because, one, that's your home, that's your environment, y'all, that's like where you live, that's where you spend a lot of your time, especially these people who work from home, such as Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams. Their home is like their casa, their true casa, where 9 times out of 10 they're going to be home. The thing about it, I like my home to be clean. I feel like when my home is clean, my head is clear, I can think straight, I can function properly. I feel like when my home is dirty, I'm just kind of, my thoughts are scattered. I don't know what to do with myself. But as soon as I have a clean home, it's like a really comforting feeling. Y'all, Ryland Adams got called out by Shane Dawson for leaving poopies all throughout the house. And that's his words, not mine. How this whole situation came about to Shane actually exposing Ryland for leaving poopies everywhere throughout the house. Some sweet lady had called into the podcast and talked about somebody leaving body waste on her bed and said, it was gross. I really didn't know what to do. This is what happened.
Hi Shane, my name is Brenda.
Hi Brenda.
I'm from Arkansas. Just wanted to ask you what I should do. My boyfriend and I were messing around in our bedroom and he had his pants off and he scooted off the bed and left a piece of poop on the sheet. And I didn't know how to bring about it, but I washed the sheets as soon as possible. Okay, love you guys. Take care. Bye.
I think the move is to confront them right then and there because it's awkward to bring up later.
Confront?
Yes.
What do you mean?
If you left a poop stain on our couch or our bed, I would be like, hey brother, you need to pick that up and go wash it.
I don't know if Ryland was saying this out of the hopes that Shane just wouldn't put him on total blast for leaving poopies all over the house. And it's so funny to say that because I would just say, hey, you left body waste everywhere. And like, that's vile. You need to go pick it up. That's like actually a biohazard. Please do something about it with bleach. If you can, possibly with a flamethrower or an eviction notice. But y'all, the response that Shane gave to Ryland saying this was literally hilarious.
Was it a poop stain or a piece of poop?
Was it a little poop chunk?
I thought it was like a piece of poop.
No, I think he
Like a big log?
I think he had some left over from a previous wipe. Probably because he sits and wipes like you fucking psychos.
I think the funny part is, if they were just messing around and stuff, and he got out of the bed, that means he had a bunch of poop in his butt while they were messing around.
Revoke, stay strong. We're not even a portion through the video. Ugh. This is making me like want to regurgitate the breakfast that I had.
You know what? I think you did the right thing. Sometimes knowing is enough. You don't have to, make a billboard about it.
Oh, I would make a billboard.
Before we get into Shane actually exposing Ryland for this, I just want to say, y'all, I don't know what it is, but I have noticed, well, forever now, but more recently than ever, a lot of celebrities and influencers have this like habit of oversharing everything, like every little detail, like intimate detail, things that are just literally too much information and they're just comfortable getting online and talking about it. Like Billie Eilish with her recent interview where she talks about twiddling around in front of a mirror. Then there was this lady on a podcast where she talked about she was attracted to an animated dog character and just got off to that. And it's just, these things are things that we don't need to know, that we could live forever without knowing, and it wouldn't affect us. But the fact that these people think that it's okay to just overshare literally every little detail, I just find it to be incredibly cringy.
Saw that little drop of shit on the couch and you said, Uno, bad boy! But it was me. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I take off my pants and I pick my butt on the couch.
Excuse me, and you, oh God.
What is that?
This is a shot for me. Shane, in case you didn't know, he'll put his hands and he'll just touch his bum and smell it. And I just don't understand why.
Get into it. It's the new fragrance.
But why do you do that?
Just
To talk about the disgusting shit that you do, personally behind closed doors, with your loved one or whoever you want to discuss your disgusting behavior with. But it's another thing. It's a choice to leave it in the video and then upload that video where you're just oversharing the fact that you touch your bum just to smell it. Like, that's... Ugh. I am dying on the inside. I am dying on the inside reacting to this because I could have went my entire life without knowing this information about them, and I would have been okay. But now that I know this information, I don't feel well. Well, there's that trend of oversharing everything. I think we should start a trend, keep it to your damn self.
You can if you want, but I think what you did is exactly right. And at least you didn't, put him on blast in front of a bunch of people or anything like that. Like calling in a podcast and talking about it, you know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
But I think you did the right thing. I think just washing it and having his back is great.
I agree. What? First of all,
No.
and I don't want to fight,
Don't.
but you, Mr. Poopy Butt.
Oh my
Are
hell.
you kidding me?
Can
With
you-
the poop you leave everywhere you go?
Oh my hell!
Here we go again. Fight with Shane and Ryland. Fight with Shane and Ryland. Shane and Ryland.
I think everybody has that one thing where they're just like, I hope nobody knows this about me, or like, I hope nobody sees me doing this, or like, I hope I can get away with this, and like people don't like catch on to it. But I don't think any of us, y'all could cover me in blood and throw me in shark infested water, and I would never admit or even own up to the things that Ryland's about to be exposed for.
Never said anything?
Shane,
Do I ever make
every
a thing
single
of it?
time.
Every single time? How many times has this happened?
No, I'm just saying.
What are you talking about?
It's
He
not-
stuffs it
And you
down the
don't even-
shower.
he doesn't even care about it.
Oh,
like
my
when he
hell. Shane,
leaves
shut
poopy
your mouth.
somewhere, he's
Poopy
just
somewhere?
I'm like,
Are
can
you
you go?
kidding me?
I'm like, go bidet or go wipe or do something, and then he's just like, who cares?
No, I'm just saying. I feel like both of us will bring up bodily things.
I think it's one thing to call out your partner or somebody that you love behind closed doors privately about situations, especially disgusting, vile situations that are incredibly embarrassing. But for Shane Dawson to just call out Ryland like that, and he's like, wait, like, I think, we both do oversharing with each other, especially when it comes to bodily fluids, but like in private. And Shane just continues. He don't give a shit. He is putting Ryland's literal shit on blast, just blasting it.
That's so traumatizing. If I left a little poopy somewhere on accident, like you should just take care of it and don't tell me the way I do to you every time.
I'm the only one who washes our sheets, so you would never know.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so this incredibly gross situation caught Trisha Paytas' attention, and Trisha Paytas decided to respond on her podcast and talk about how fucking nasty this is.
Shane talking about how like Ryland leaves poop everywhere. That was the original thing, because I showed this to Moses too, and I was like, what does that mean, leave poop everywhere? He's like, yeah, you leave your little poopies all around the house. And I was like, what does that mean? Right, that's what he said. And I was like, what? Like,
You, Mr. Poopy Butt.
Oh my
Are you
hell.
kidding me?
Can
With
you-
the poop you leave everywhere you go?
why did he say you leave poopies all around the house? And Ryland's not denying it, by the way. And it does happen more than once, because even one of their editors or whatever, Chris, was just like, how often does this happen? Because he's like, he goes, all the time you point this out to me. He's like, all the time. Like, how often is this happening? He's like, you don't have to say this all the time to embarrass me.
I love that she did call out the fact that Ryland really did not try to deny it. He just started saying, well, we overshare with each other. Like, it's happened more than once. Like, that's so crazy, too, that he's literally not denying the fact that, one, it happens, but two, that it happens all the time. That's really disgusting. Y'all, that would be such a deal breaker for me. And they're married. I mean, to each their own. But I'm just saying, to me personally, that would be such a damn deal breaker if I was with somebody who, granted, they might be the love of my life, but if they're walking around ass out all the time, leaving skid marks everywhere, I would draw a line.
Have I ever said anything?
Shane,
Do I ever make
every
a thing
single
of it?
time.
Every single time? How many times has this happened?
No, I just
First of all, I'm kind of shocked it's not Shane leaving the poopies all around the house. Like, it's Ryland, because like Shane is like publicly a grosser one, right? He talks about this stuff, like whatever. So I was just like, okay, so I'm kind of surprised, but it's Ryland, and Ryland's not denying it, and Ryland's like, you don't have to shame me.
Now, she's right. Shane does present himself as, like, the grosser of the two, and Ryland always presented himself as, like, the cleaner of the two. But, yeah, that video of him talking about Shane talking about how he left March before and, like, blamed it on the dog was a red flag for me, because Ryland was just kind of like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna take my shot. Like, I'm just gonna accept that this is what I'm dealing with and who I'm gonna live with. But I would have drew a line. The fact that he didn't draw a line or say, like, yeah, we gotta, like, not do that, or, like, you just carry a towel around you, like, wrap it around your waist at all times if you're gonna be sitting around on stuff. I don't know. That's kind of a red flag to where he probably was comfortable living like that. And I don't think anybody should be shamed for how they live at home, or, like, how they just whatever is most comfortable for you. You know, I'm not going to say, like, hey, don't do that. But I am going to say, don't leave skid marks all over your house. If you're walking around and leaving skid marks all over your home for other people to pick up, you should be shamed publicly.